What is conflict theory? Broadly construed, conflict theory refers to a perspective in sociology, and in some cases, social psychology, that emphasizes the centrality of tensions and conflicts in society which arise when finite resources, power, and status are not distributed evenly between people and groups. First developed and popularized by the German philosopher Karl Marx, who argues that the history of the world is nothing but the history of class conflict, that is, conflict between patricians and plebeians, masters and slaves, employers and employees, and workers and capitalists. Conflict theory therefore believes that society is in a state of eternal conflict due to competition for limited resources. This explains why, for the adherents of conflict theory, social order is maintained by domination and power, rather than consensus and conformity. In this way too, power is always understood as control of material resources and accumulation of wealth, and control of politics and the institutions that make up society. It is important to note that conflict theory addresses a wide range of phenomena, which include, but not limited to, social movements, riots and rebellions, insurgencies, domestic violence, violence against women, social inequalities, and poverty. In fact, these types of conflicts are the central tenets of conflict theory. However, contemporary conflict theory's assumptions have revolved around four dominant themes, namely 1. Revolution, 2. Competition, 3. War, and 4. Structural inequality. To the first, in terms of revolution, the main idea here is that changes in power dynamics between groups and political actors do not result from gradual adaptations, but from conflicts between and among these groups and political actors. Hence, changes in power dynamics are often abrupt and large in scale as a result of revolutions. To the second, adherents of conflict theory believe that competition is constant. In fact, it is an overwhelming factor in almost all human and social relations. And it is important to note that competition results from the scarcity of resources, such as money, commodities, and properties. To the third, conflict theorists believe that war is the result of a cumulative and growing conflict between groups and political actors. But it is important to note that for the conflict theorists, war can be a unifier, or sometimes, a cleanser, of society. And lastly, to the fourth, conflict theorists believe that human relations and social structures all experience inequalities of power. As we can observe, some individuals and groups inherently develop more power and reward than others. Indeed, those individuals and groups that benefit from a particular structure of society tend to work to maintain those structures, as a way of retaining and enhancing their power.